Welcome back to American Agenda. Is Karine Jean-Pierre on the outs with the Biden White House? It's time now for the other view. Well, according to reports, top aides to President Biden hatched a scheme last fall to oust the White House press secretary. Now, Anita Dunn, a senior advisor to the president, reportedly called prominent Democrats who then tried to nudge KJP out the door. The plan allegedly had the support of the White House chief of staff. And joining us now to discuss the what and the why, former vice chair for the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women and the host of Money Talk with Melanie Collette, and California congressional candidate and author, The Race to Save America, Kate Monroe. Welcome to both of you here. Melanie, I'm going to start with you. Obviously, KJP still has her job, so whatever was happening didn't happen. But reports did go on to say that the White House knew the optics would be pretty bad if they removed KJP. And of course, a reminder, she is the first Black, openly gay White House press secretary. Are we watching DEI in action?
And see, this is another case of them infantilizing Black people, Black women, if you will, by saying, like, you know, she couldn't handle it if she got fired, and we couldn't handle the optics because you're not allowed to fire someone with her background. That shouldn't be the case. In a normal world, like the rest of the world, if you're not doing your job very well, you're invited to leave. That's the way it works, and then it's over. If she's not doing her job to the satisfaction of President Biden, then she should be out, no matter what color she is or who she sleeps with, period.
Yeah, very well said. Kate, you know, one problem the White House apparently had a problem with is that she reads directly from a binder when addressing reporters. We've seen it, you know, dozens of times. And KJP herself told Sherry Shepard that her job is extremely difficult, and so she likes to dance before taking questions from the press. Watch.
We're trying to get that because the job is hard. The job is hard. And it's hard not just for me, but for all of my colleagues. It's a difficult job, what we're trying to do on behalf of the American people for this president. And so it is not easy. And so sometimes we try to have a little bit of fun.
Yes.
And so right before I walk out, we try to loosen up a little bit because what I'm about to experience at the podium is,
I'm telling you,
it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a journey.
Kate, you know, I'm all for having some fun and kind of, you know, getting the nerves out, which is great. But how do you rate KJP's actual job performance, especially as a congressional candidate?
Well, you know, in watching her over the last year and a half, she's highly disingenuous, very rude, very snarky. I don't think that she's a very good speaker. She doesn't do a good job actually addressing the questions that she is being asked. Your job wouldn't be so difficult, though, if who you were representing wasn't an epic failure. I agree that job is difficult no matter who is doing it. It was difficult when Kayleigh McEnany was doing it too, but she was representing all the wins of President Trump, whereas, you know, this press secretary is having to represent President Biden. So in her defense, she doesn't have the best person to represent, but she does a very, I would say, piss poor job of getting people in the American public to resonate with what's going on in the White House.
Yeah, you know, Melanie, Karine Jean-Pierre, there's some speculation that she may have an inkling that her time is up because people are saying, insiders saying, that she is even a little bit territorial when it comes to National Security Council spokesman John Kirby, who we've seen many times sharing the podium with her. She doesn't even let him pick out who asks him those questions at the briefings. Do you think strategically for this administration, is it time to let someone like Kirby take over, who might even be much better at this job?
I think it is. And I think it's really clear the differences between John Kirby and Karine Jean-Pierre when you have them side by side like that. And I notice, I don't know if anyone else notices, that they seem to have John Kirby do the parts of the press briefing that are more challenging, that deal with more complex issues. And I don't think that that's an accident. I think it's because Karine Jean-Pierre is just not very good at it.
Yeah, all right. We're going to have to leave it there. Wish we had more time. Melanie Collette, Kate Monroe, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know, Bob.